Foggy this morning. We've had some rainy days and it's made it hard to get out, mainly because of mud in the places I like to go. But I thought of a place I could come today that we wouldn't have to drive in much mud. And I know there's stuff around here. There's a long span of cliffband, and there's a lot of petroglyphs. I've been here a number of times. I think where I'm walking today, I was here once more than 8 years ago. And, so most of what I find is going to look new to me. Well, I see a first petroglyph over there. Probably about center of the screen, a little bit of a grid. We'll head over that way. Pretty typical of what we're going to see today, I think, although I think there's going to be pretty good variety. These simple geometric patterns are probably pretty old. I'm guessing they're more than 1,000. They're more animals later, and these simple patterns are a bit earlier. Sort of a cool one. The walking's a little difficult along here, as you can see. I won't be doing much filming while I'm walking. I need to use all of my appendages to get where I'm going. Spider web. It's got something in it. There's a glyph up there. Sort of a fat guy. A little better panel right here. A little bit faint, but let's see if we can get a better look at it. Well, look at these guys down here. With a sort of a circle with spokes. Could be a bird. And there's that guy. A little further back. That one's not so bad. See, the sun is starting to break through. Going that way. There's a guy in the shadow there. And I can see some more up ahead. Okay, so this one's not so bad. There's two suns with a couple of flanking squiggles, maybe flowing water. We're near a river. There's another fairly bright one right over here, sort of an abstract design. A couple up there, a little bit like a running man, and the guy with no legs there on the right, I've been calling ghosts, but I recognize this thing just right here. Look at all these circles. It's in the shade, so I'm not sure how well it's showing up with the sun in the background. But let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 I count. Not any particular pattern. Somebody made a lot of circles there. And on the same rock as these circles, there's 3 other conjoined circles right on this edge. These are in the sun. He's very vivid. I'd call that a lizard man, but he's got some extra structure around the outside that makes him a little different. Moving a bit further, see there's a number of nice ones. Look at those two sort of lizard men. One of them's a fat one, sort of head to tail. There's another one up higher, and there's an interesting sort of, I don't know whether you call that a shield glyph or not, but it's a sort of a circular type shape with dots in the middle. We'll get a better look at that one too. A little further away with 2x zoom. That's what I got on this camera. A few of those, and there's some over here too. with dots. I see a little bit of sun, a little sun in the shadow there. Sun in the shadow. Also one in the sun. Where we've been, the view of those, but look what's revealed itself over here. That is a very nice, I guess, a bighorn. That is more recent, you know, probably when the main people were living around here 700-800 years ago, 700 or 800 years ago. And look at the vivid dots over there. It's an area with a lot of dots. Circle with a dot. And these other ones. And from here I can see some more dots up top. That's the top of the cliff band up there. A few glyphs in that area. Some little guys. Here's a pretty big sort of abstract one. There's an interesting thing right down here. I'm going to have to put a shadow on it to see it clearly, but it looks like it's two lizard men. Okay, I got my body in the way now so you can really see that's a pretty nice petroglyph. And there's some circles with a couple of animals nearby. See a couple lower, so I'll drop down a little bit and have a look at those. All these rocks move. I don't think I'm as agile as I was here 8 years ago. There's a guy there, but a little nicer right next to me here. Let me see if I can get down and get a better shot of that. Well, let's see. Put them in the sun. There's an animal, a fat animal on top. There's a guy right there as well. There's the circles we saw a minute ago. But we've also got, now put it in my shadow, this interesting pattern. A lot of dots. As I said, it's a big dot area here. And some other stuff going on, although I'm not sure what. Come down a bit further. There's that grid. See, we got some nice animals and human figures. Quite vivid. This thing's very vivid. I don't know, it's like 3 squares joined together with some smokestacks. You know, could be a boat. It's not a boat, of course. Nicely made, though. Those animals are very vivid. Sort of an interesting pattern. And there's one right down here that looks like it had been higher up, but it's fallen down because the animal's upside down. I don't know what that animal is with the two circles. Looks like it is a normal bighorn, but it's got something else going on. And of course, clearly a bighorn, the little one. And over here, well, you can see there's some suns on that rock. I'll get over to them. Suns, always been plenty of sunlight around here. Well, while I'm heading up there, I just noticed there's also a little spiral here on the right and an animal. Okay, I've arrived at a cool area for sure. But look at all these great glyphs. A lot going on there. And look at on this side of the rock. We'll go. Luis Amarillo, 105 years ago, was here. Right next to these nice glyphs. I'm not sure what that inscription says. If you can decipher it, let me know. Now we're up at the top. I think this one with the bighorn and that abstract pattern, which is really fancy, I think that's my favorite one up here. You can see more designs. These squiggles are running water. I'm not sure what the line with the cross-hatching might mean. Looks like a fence, but probably not. Notice how these are wider than the ones near it, which are oranger. The oranger ones are almost certainly older, and they've started more repatination. So even though these ones are probably, you know, 700 or 800 years old, the other ones must be much older to have gotten that patination. Maybe, you know, maybe certainly more than 1,000 years, and maybe even more than that. There's more up here. I guess you'd call this a panel, although it's all broken up. But they all live together here. Some of these ones on the edge, but you can see it's actually this top of the cliff band is pulled away a little bit. And there's a little passage in there. And there's a few petroglyphs in there, so we'll go have a look at those. There's one right there at the start. Some nice ones there. A few more here. And here's this little passageway. You can see several circles or spirals in there. I'm blocking the sun with my back. There's some of these other ones down here. Can't get very far away because of the little passage. Block this one. And circles. There's guys up here too. And over there. Go up to the top briefly. There's a few petroglyphs up here. It's nice to be up here on the open. Some circles here at the top, and back of that rock's got some. And over here's another little alcove at the top where I can see petroglyphs. You can see them on the back of that rock, and even better down on this lower rock. And you can see it's just, this is the top of the cliff band right here. So that's a cool spot. I'll have to go in that way. More dots. Nicely made. Oh, look at that. Oh, we'll see that. Yeah, this alcove is something. And there's bright ones. I'm going to have to try to get some good pictures of these. It's the first one I saw. And this is the one on the lower rock. Look at that fat lizard man. Look at that outline cross. That's beautiful. Beautiful work. And that's a bighorn down there. And we'll have to reposition ourselves for these other ones. More dots up there. And I just noticed down here, look at that guy. He's sort of, that rock may have fallen since he was made, because he's a little hard to draw, that one right under this rock, under the big rock. Now that is an outline cross, I would say. I don't think it's saguaro. And very vivid. And above it some squares with lines, meaning unknown, per usual. There's some circles in circles connected. It's nice work. Some faint guys in between. Then we'll get over to this one. And here's a view of this one. Almost like a pipette. Coming back to the main cliff band. I don't know how long I'll stick around because there's some bees bothering me. But there's some nice petroglyphs still. I don't think I've gotten close to. I think those over there maybe. Getting close to these nice ones. I'm not going to try and interpret them. As I said, there's bees flying around here. Well, I think I got away from the bees for a little bit, so I've got a little lower. and can relax and take a picture of these petroglyphs. Cool looking guy. Maybe older. And that's a nice bighorn. Pretty good size. Vivid. Over here a couple other pretty vivid marks. Circle half in my shadow. And a fork. And here's some other little surprises coming down the hill. Wasn't really quite expecting to see these glyphs here. If I could twist to get that one, oh, my shoulder. Not bad. Well, the mosquitoes have gotten bad. I guess swarmed up a bit. But I found some DEET, which I haven't used in years, in my pack, and I hope it does some good. Nice one. He's got something going on between his legs there. I won't speculate. On the same rock, there's another humanoid. And over here, there's some up there, and that includes one that I wanted to see, that sun on the upper right. Some various glyphs along here. That's a sun up there, and some circles. But there's the one I want to see. I'll get a better close-up. This one is a favorite. I took a picture of this 8 years ago, and I've not been back to it. I sort of wondered where it was. And here it is. Very nicely made. Concentric circles with rays. I think that's the sun. Aha. I thought there was one over here I'd been to before. There you go. That is a nice one. Concentric circles on the left. Lizard man in the middle. Squiggles on the right. Along with some couple connected circles with circles in the middle. Sometimes these rocks on top are arranged in patterns, into geoglyphs. These look like they've been moved around, but I don't see any obvious patterns here. Passing by this one on the way down. Not so bad. Lizard man. Ridge will be better to walk on.